Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia and I'm obsessed with stickers and planning, so if you are too, you're in the right place. My channel is full of plan with me's, sticker hauls, and other planning videos. All of my videos have timestamps in the description so you can skip around to different sections and to different shops in my hauls. And if this is your 20th time listening to this intro, you can go ahead and skip this too. All my social media links, including Instagram, are in the description, as well as all the supplies I use and notes about each video. The planner I'm currently using is my standard size vertical planner, which I use for decorative memory planning. I also just want to add a couple quick notes about me since I don't always remember to go into detail in my videos, and for new viewers it can be confusing. So when I mention work, I'm referring mostly to my bookkeeping position at a grocery store, and when I mention Anastasia, or Anna for short, she is my pet ball python. So let's go ahead and get started with this video, and I hope you enjoy. Hi everyone, so today I'm very excited to be filming a new release video of sorts. It's my first one in probably a couple years with entirely new products. So I am going to be releasing my basics collection, most of which you have not seen before, and some things I haven't actually even hinted at before. Tomorrow when my website launches officially, along with a few other themed collections that you have already seen so far. So I have this huge stack of basics that I legit did forget to organize properly before starting to film this video, so this might be a fun jumble in here, but yeah, I've got quite a lot to go through along with those. But first I'm going to go ahead and share with you some of the new sheets I've made for the Wizard collection. I've only made a few so far. I haven't even finished formatting and listing the Wizard collection as of filming this, so there might be more that I add in later because I'm kind of just adding stuff as I go. But this is what I have in time to film the video, so this is what I'm just going to show you kind of in person, as it were. So I do already have bougie boxes that I have shown you guys. They are like super detailed, but I decided that I wanted to have some additional options for you guys because my bougie box style is not what a lot of y'all are used to, not what y'all are familiar with, and it might be a little too busy for some of you, so I decided to make options that might be more comfortable for you, or you can just test them out or just get all of them in a mix of different foil colors and just, you know, have some options on hand because there's a lot of Harry Potter kits out there that these would go well with. So here's the more sparse confetti option. I just took the same symbols that I used in the rest of the collection and just scattered them in among some more sparse confetti. So this is a pretty much perfect sheet in silver. And then here we have the Marauders map version, also in silver, but it is a little bit of an oops. But this is how the sheet will look. It is meant to look like the footsteps going across the map. This one was just kind of a fun thing that I just wanted to do. I don't know how useful it's going to be because, you know, you're just going to cover it up with a bunch of boxes and you're not really going to be able to see the footsteps that much, which is why I made the original style of bougie box that I did, so that you can, you know, see all the design underneath it. But I just figure this will be fun for some of you guys. A lot of you guys are also just used to larger bougie box designs in general. And this could also be just used as a full box overlay instead of an underlay. So it's just for fun. Honestly, I just thought it was really fun to design, so there's that one. And then I'm also experimenting with quote boxes. I did one for the Coraline collection, which is called Buttons. But I want to experiment with different styles and get better at it. So this is kind of what I'm thinking, or this is just like basically an experimentation for me of the different styles that I want to explore going forwards. So this is the Wizard Quotes 1, so I will probably do more quotes in the future because there's just so many good ones. And there will be like a range of styles. So this was just me testing out some stuff, but I will list it because I kind of like it. But yeah, so we do have the top quote, which is, "It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live." These are my top 2 favorite Harry Potter quotes, by the way. But yeah, I experimented with doing my own handwriting for some of the lettering. So dreams is in my script that, you know, you've seen everywhere in my planner and my scripts. And then the live is just something I drew like freehand. I'm trying to get into like more artistic, like graphic lettering, but it's really hard and like scary. So I'm gonna try to like experiment more with it, but there might be some here and there. So yeah, we have that quote. And then we have the confetti version, which is for like patterned boxes. I just think it ties in really well with the rest of the confetti overlays. And it's just nice to have that as an option as well, just so it doesn't look as empty. But if you are using it over like a full box overlay, then not a full overlay, if you are using it over a full box with clip art on it, I am adding this one as well, which is a smaller version of the quote, so it's shrunk a little bit and there's like nothing really extra, so you're not covering up as much of the clip art. So that was my plan with that. So we have the same sort of style for the quote down here, which is, do not pity the dead, pity the living, and above all those who live without love. So yeah, same confetti going on, confetti versus lack of confetti. And then this one, I have some of my own script that I feel like maybe I shouldn't have added, because I feel like 3 is like the maximum number of like different fonts you can use in a box before it just gets to be crazy. But I did incorporate 2 additional fonts here. So the live and love are both like new fonts that I added in. So I'm going to try to just also use different fonts. I mean, the problem with fonts is that usually they have like a set height. So it's like not all over the place. Like this one, live, is all over the place. But here it's like you don't have too much freedom there, especially if it's cursive. Like I did shorten the I there. That was me, that's not the actual font. But yeah, it's harder to experiment. So that's why I'm going to try to do both and see what kind of visuals we can get there. But yeah, I added in some larger lightning bolts there, and then just a really tiny one for the smaller version. And the fun thing about this one is that, well, it's harder to tell in that box, but in here you can clearly see that the outline of the words is basically like a snake's head, which is really cool because it's like Nagini from Harry Potter. That was purely by accident, by coincidence, which is really fun. But yeah, it's like, because I have a python, and I was like, that is exactly what her head looks like from the top. So that is really funny. Like that could be like her little nose down there. It's so funny. But yep, so there's just kind of the direction I'm going to head in with quote boxes. Let me know if you like it or what you want to see more. If you want to like see more lettering or see more fonts, or just like general arrangements for these, because I want to make these work well for how y'all are going to use them, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the rest of it. So to start off, I have my collection of tall box overlays and big box overlays. I was gonna actually start with the washi. This is all over the place. This is my style, y'all know me, so here we are. But yeah, so my washi strips are going to be singular. I know a lot of people double them up and sell you, 2 sets for 2 spreads worth at once. I always get really stressed out when I purchase those, because a lot of the time I only end up using one of them, and then I have to store the other one and like try to remember to pull it in at a later date, and that like is too stressful. The whole point of me and foil is that I want it to be as easy and mindless as possible. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to like have to search too hard for something, which is why I'm making super specific collections, which, this is a great example of the opposite of that. But, if I did just want something really generic, such as like my confetti basics collection, I don't want to just be able to grab one thing, use it, and then throw away the paper, not have to worry about storing, not have to worry about anything extra, which is what my original idea for this was. So it's why it's a very plain sheet. Just one set of confetti, then nothing over here. This is going to change. I'm going to put stuff over here because it's just a huge waste of space. And if y'all really can't find a use for whatever I put here, you can throw it out. I have had a few suggestions for what to put here. I think I'm just going to do some like tiny deco and bows, probably, because I think those are some of the most versatile things. And whatever foil color you get this in is probably what you're going to use for the whole spread. So you can just easily sprinkle those throughout the spread. And then you don't, there's no thinking, like you don't have to store it either. You can just throw them on. So I think that's what I will put there in the future. And I will hopefully be able to update those listings by the time I launch. Shouldn't take that long, I don't think, because I only have like 3 versions of basics bottom washi right now. But yeah, this is the confetti one, just your standard confetti. Got a nice mix of large and small dots going on here. And this is in the rainbow foil. I do like to put the rainbow foil at a diagonal because I think you can see more of the rainbow colors rather than having it like vertical or horizontal. I think for bottom washi though, I might just have it going vertical because there's no question about whether you're going to see all of the colors, like they're going to repeat. But in other foiled elements that I do in rainbow, it's probably going to be on this diagonal so that you can get more of it. So just kind of be aware that that's probably how that's going to turn out. But I'll just kind of eyeball it and see what looks best in terms of how much rainbow you're going to get. So yeah, just be aware that that's going to kind of be up to my judgment on what exactly colors you get. So we have that one, and then we have the bow confetti, which has the tiniest bows imaginable, and that's another thing I do want to change, just make the bows bigger. So again, whatever happens to be listed on launch day will depend on what I have time to get to. So you may get this really tiny bow confetti pattern, but you might also get a more reasonable sized one. But the whole point of making this one, this is in my light gold by the way, the whole point of making this one was so that you would have something that goes more specifically with the solid bows, because you know every shop has to have their solid bow pattern for a bottom washi overlay. I just picked one of the 6 bows that I hand drew and just turned that into a bottom washi. So this is what that is. This dark mark here is actually part of the paper. It's like on the paper itself, so if you lift up the washi it will not be there, and a few of my sheets will have that too, so like don't freak out. But yeah, so I have one of these bows. I might turn some of my other bows into overlays as well. I don't have any real intentions or need to do that right now, but if you see one of my other bows and you're like, I want that as an overlay, then just let me know. But yeah, my intention was to kind of pair these together if you wanted to. I mean, you could easily use this with this. If this came in light gold, just the normal confetti, you could do that pretty easily. But if you want confetti that has bows in it so it looks more cohesive, I'm going to give you that option too. And eventually these bows will be bigger so you can actually see them. So yeah, a lot of this stuff is just like testing out. But yeah, and then this is not actually bottom washi, but it makes sense on this size sheet, so this is where it is. I'm trying to limit my different sizes of sheets. So I have this long sheet, I have the quarter size sheet, and then I have like an 1/8 size sheet for my freebies and whatever else just I need to sell in really tiny amounts, and that's like it. I'm trying to stick with just that. Oh, and of course for foil bundles there will be like half size sheets as well, but I'm trying to just stick with that. So yeah, this long garland fit a lot better on the like long sheet, so that's where I put it. And this is for the like whole length of the spread essentially. You can put one on one side that goes all the way across and then one on the other side, so they do come in pairs. And I've used mine at the top of my spread, like at the very tippy top, above the date covers, above the deco, just because it's really pretty up there. But you can use this just anywhere. You can trim it. It is 6 inches wide, so you would have to trim it like if you were going to use it in the bottom washi, but that would be a fun idea to use it there, I think. I also might sell these like as bottom washi little decorations. That might be a fun thing. But yeah, for now, I just like to use these as garland. You do get 6 on here. There is a larger size and a smaller size. However, each one has 3. So you have 2 like full sets, like for 2 spreads worth. And then the last one, you will be left with 1 big one and 1 small one, which is like fine. I think when I did it, I did the big one on the left and then the smaller one on the right. And it looks fine. But just note that like that's kind of what I was able to fit on the sheet. And yeah, so that's kind of how it's working out right now. I just wanted to fit the most on the sheet. So that is the long garland. I actually really like this design. I'm kind of proud of it. I don't think that's like a really revolutionary thing. I think I've seen that before, probably from Sadie Stickers. But here's a fun introduction for y'all if y'all are not familiar with that type of sticker. It's a cool thing. Very cool. Alrighty, and so now we can get into the quarter size sheets, which are like this. Just a general introduction to the new layout. It's not super different from my previous sheets. The corners are square instead of round. I'm not really going to do the round corners anymore, I don't think, at least not for foil sheets. When I do doodles in the future, I may continue that, but I don't have any immediate plans to. I made the logo smaller, took out the numbering system, and then made the font smaller as well. So this is, and then made the sheets a little bit taller as well. So this is like as big of a sheet as I could get in order to fit 4 on a page. So, yep, trying to fit the most for y'all. Anyways, these are the tall box confetti overlays. They come in 2 sizes and 2 different sizes of confetti patterns. So I typically have like up to 3 sizes of confetti. So we have a medium confetti size and then a small confetti size. And then this is the short style of tall box because Crest Press and Glam Planner both have shorter tall boxes than, say, Scroll Prints Co. So I did want to make overlays for both. I believe the Glam Planner and Crest Press are the same size. I haven't quite tested it out yet. I do want to try it over a Crest Press full box in one of my next spreads. I am just going to grab one of these and do that. But I think I heard somewhere that they are the same size. So yeah, you get 2 of those per sheet, and then in this extra space at the bottom, I just, wanted to put something there to give y'all more stickers. So right now I have confetti flag overlays there. I believe these are Glam Planner size. Glam Planner size page flag overlays. But again, if you have suggestions for what you would want to see there, let me know. But yeah, just some kind of simple, sparse confetti. So it doesn't take up too much of the design, but again, you can choose whether you want the medium or the small size of confetti. And then here we have just the bigger ones for Scroll Prints Co. full boxes or tall boxes. So the medium size, and then the smaller size is a bit of an oops for obvious reasons. So I do label the oops ones with these really pretty glittery red oops stickers. And those I'm mostly going to keep for myself, but I will come back to that a little bit later. And next we have some confetti full box. Nope, that's a spoiler. Like I said, this is kind of out of order. I mean, clearly you could probably tell that was coming. But next is the big box overlays. I've heard these big boxes called a lot of things. I just call them big boxes, so that's what they're going to be labeled as in my shop. And then same thing here, 2 different sizes and 2 different sizes of confetti. So I feel like every shop that has these big boxes has a different size. So I know of 3 different sizes right now, which is Glam Planner, Paper Candy Art, and then Apple Blossom Prints. They all have different sizes, and it's all off by like 1 or 2 millimeters. So I basically just decided to narrow it down to only 2 sizes of overlays, and then the bigger size is for Glam Planner, I think, and the smaller size is for Paper Candy Art, and then Apple Blossom Prints is somewhere in the middle. So you can either get the smaller size and just accept that there might be a millimeter sliver not covered, or you can get the bigger size and just accept that it might be a little bit too long or too wide, or you could trim it down. So it's kind of up to you. I did try it with the bigger size, and I put it way crooked, so I couldn't even really tell if it worked. But I feel like in the future it might be better to play it safe and just get the smaller size for Apple Blossom Prints. But yeah, so we have the bigger size for Glam Planner. Again, these are just super simple. There will be themed ones per kit, not per kit, per collection, which is itself per kit. But these are, again, just generic for the basics collection. So it's pretty sparse confetti, and then even sparser with the small pattern. And again, I just threw some flag overlays at the bottom. And then here's the smaller size, which is just the same thing. It's almost imperceptible, but you can tell when you put them next to each other. So there's that fun thing. And then I think I'm going to put those aside for even later because they go with other things in here. So next we have our double box scene overlays. Here you will get introduced to the 3rd style of confetti pattern, which is like a full confetti kind of, or like large, I think I list it as in the shop. But yeah, this is like much more full cover. It'll become much more obvious in the confetti full box overlays. But yeah, I'd like to have like various, amounts of cover based on what clip art you're using it over, so you can determine, you know, is there a lot of blank space in the corners that I want to fill up with foil? Then here you go. Here is your option for that. Is there, you know, a lot of clip art in the corners? Then you can choose whether you want the medium or the small option for that as well, and you do get 2 per sheet, 2 sets. So there's that. And now I think we can finally get into the full box overlays. These are really fun in one very specific way and very boring in most of the ways. So here's a perfect example of the full cover design. So yeah, there is full, I think, and then medium, and then small. No, full only has one size, and then medium and small have 3 different versions. So if you get the full cover ones or the large confetti, they're going to look like this, and this is going to be your only option. So yeah, these are pretty full cover. Got some like tiny little dots more out towards the center as well that are less noticeable, but just still fun to add that little pop of foil out there. And that is the large version. Next is medium. So here's our medium 4 corner. They cover a little bit less than the full, but the confetti is still kind of pretty big for the most part. So yeah, you get the 4 corner version. However, if you want a 2 corner version, I provide that as well. Right now I don't have like full sets of 4 for each variation or like orientation. If that is requested in the future, I might consider it, because clearly I'm already into adding all the options. Like, it won't be that much of a problem to add a few more options, but right now I'm just going to see what people are buying. But yeah, so we have the 2 corner if you would like, 2 corner going that way, 2 corner going that way, and then what I haven't really seen before is 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top, which again are just identical. You can just flip one around if you want more of the same. But I find that a lot of like fashion girl boxes, for example, are kind of shaped like triangles, so that their heads at the top and then like their clothing and like body fills up the rest of the bottom, so that I would rather use like a confetti overlay like that, so that the 2 emptier corners have foil, but you're not covering up any of the clothing details at the bottom. So that's kind of what is intended with that. And then there's other situations where the top corners have clip art and the bottoms are empty. So, you know, that's for that. This is just orientation of this is just kind of to give you an idea of how you would use it. But again, you can be as creative as you want. But yeah, I just like this because there's no cutting required, no sticker surgery. You can just grab what works for you. So again, since there's all 4 on one sheet, I guess the intention would just be to build up a collection of these, so that whatever you need for that spread, you can just grab off of, you know, the sheets that you have. But again, I can always add the option of more specific sheets in the future if you want just like 4 of that specific design. So that's the 2 corner, and then the exact same thing but for 3 corner, which is also something I haven't really seen before. I have done it myself in previous collections when I have needed it based on kits, but this is just a generic option. Again, just basics collection. So yeah, you get that corner missing, and then these 2. And again, 2 of these can just be flipped around to make the other 2. Like these 2 are the same, these 2 are the same. But again, it's just giving you ideas for, you know, what corners you want to cover up and leave empty. And I have used basically all of these variations in my previous kits, and I do think they're like a lot more fun to use, and just also better looking for the spread in general, is to be more specific with the corners that you want to use. So that's the medium, and then the small confetti also comes with the same options. So 4 corner small confetti, not covering up very much if you have like really busy clip art, but you do want to pop a foil. That's what this is for. Again, the 2 corner option, same layout, and the 3 corner, same layout. So that is kind of all of my like more generic box overlays that I have right now. If there's other sizes of boxes that need overlays, I think I've got everything for right now, but again, there might be stuff added in the future. I have some secret ideas for the future. But yes, okay, next, I think I'm just gonna hop right into underlays next, actually, because think that's another like super basic thing, and the rest of this stuff is like kind of really fun and different for the most part, and like more exciting. So we're just gonna do the underlays next. So I feel like one of these is not like the others. Okay, it's that one. Okay, so yeah, again, just I have my 3 confetti patterns and sizes for the underlays. So we have the really busy pattern, like the really full fill. This is what all of my bougie boxes so far, my themed ones, have looked like essentially, but there's like themed designs in there. This one is just the plain confetti version of that. Super busy. You know, you're going to see tons of confetti dots behind your boxes. And then if you want a more sparse selection, here's the medium confetti. I feel like I've seen a lot of underlays that are just like this, so I know that a lot of you probably like more sparse confetti just to give a tiny pop of foil. So there's that. And these are in rose gold, by the way, classic rose gold. And then we have a more full fill but like really tiny dot confetti as well. I just thought that this should be an option just because. So yeah, you will get to see more of the confetti dots behind your boxes, but they are small and like not super obtrusive or eye-catching like these giant ones. So just a small option as well. And there's less, the difference between this and this is mostly that there's less variation in the sizing. There's no giant confetti dots in here. They're all like pretty small. So yeah, you can just pick what you would like, get a sampling, mix them up per spread, however you want to do it. And then just another generic thing is the confetti headers as well, which look exactly like the underlays. I think the small ones because I just used the same pattern, but they are cut to be header size. I liked this really small confetti for the header overlays because these are going to look great over glitter headers. They're not going to cover up too much of the glitter pattern. Again, they're just going to add little pops of foil, but you can still see the glitter behind it, which is like a thing with me lately. I've noticed that a lot of glitter header overlays cover up the glitter pattern, and I'm like, no, I want to see like what color it is. I want to know what the glitter is. So I feel like these are going to work really well for that. Have not tested them out, but I mean, they look fine. They look like they're going to work for my purposes. And I think you get 13 on each side, so that's 26 total. And you know, you need 21 at minimum for like a whole spread of doing, you know, 3 glitter headers per day. And then I like to stick a few in the sidebar sometimes when I have room, so there's a few extra to cover up those glitter headers as well. So you would get 5 additional ones for that. That's also just what happened to fit on the sheet, so 26 is what you get. However, a lot of kits come with 28 glitter headers, so you will not have enough to cover up all 28, but I feel like a lot of people are not using all 28 anyway. Alright, and then in the same vein as underlays, I'm kind of jumping ahead to the different types of paper here, but I also have the same underlays as day extenders on removable matte paper because this is what I make my day extenders out of. So this is like the plain version that you can also buy. Just perfectly plain on a removable mat. This is fantastic paper for extenders. Like, I could not imagine anything else because it's just so easy to reposition when you need to place it down properly. So yep, removable mat is the way to go. So we have that, but then we have also foiled versions on our removable mat so that instead of buying these underlays and putting them on your extenders, you can just get them pre-foiled. And again, you get the same exact patterns. So you get the full cover bougie right there. And these are just vertical right now. I may offer options for horizontal day extenders or different sizes of extenders as well, like half extenders or double box, or I guess big box extenders is what I mean, and tall box extenders as well, because I've created all of those templates. Like, I have the measurements, so I could, but I'm trying to keep this basics collection kind of minimal right now so I can add to it as life goes on. But just let me know if there's something that you would want like sooner rather than later. But yep, and then we have the small pattern and then the medium right there. So yeah, these are super fun, and they are foiled on both top and bottom. so that you could fold one over and then use a full box on the other side that's unfoiled. However, if you want to do a really popular thing now, which is do full boxes on like both this side and that side, then you could just put it right over because it's all one sheet, you know. You're still just like covering up paper essentially. It's not going to make it that much thicker than just using any other extender. So, yep, there's the extenders, and then again you can just buy them plain as well. These are printed on laser right now. Well, this particular sheet is, but I am going to print these on inkjet because they don't need to be foiled. So they may not look exactly the same, as in like the title might not look the same. But the main thing is my laser jet likes to leave little black dots everywhere. I don't think there's any on this particular sheet, but all of my others that were on the same sheet have little black dots. So I'm going to print it on inkjet, so that's not an issue. Okay, so now we get into the more fun stuff. Alright, so I guess what is on top is what we're going to start with, and this is like very exciting and new and scary for me, but I have month scripts. I did not intend to add these at all. I didn't really think about intending to add any scripts. I was going to mostly just keep my scripts for myself, but I had like a really fun idea I wanted to do, and I will show you in a second, but that idea involved me like selling you month scripts. So now you have these as an option. These are in my own handwriting. Each one is individually like handwritten. I did not turn my handwriting into a font or anything. I just think there's a lot more freedom of expression just doing each one individually. And you never know, you could like create a better J, in the next month or whatever than in the previous one. And I don't know, all of these J's are different, as you can tell, but I just thought it would be more fun to do it that way. And so clearly some of these are better than others, but this is what we are starting with. And yeah, this is in my new, like, really tiny, almost illegible font, which is what some people would consider dainty. That's the word I've seen thrown around. But yeah, I just really like it because, again, words in these spreads I feel like are supposed to be art. A lot of people do not put their handwriting on their spreads before they take the pictures because they like feel like it ruins it or whatever. And yeah, so I think the words should be art pieces as well. So this is kind of the inspiration behind this new script format that I have. So yes, that is what is here on the sheet, and I did try to fit just as many as I could, so there's no particular like organization. I think January through April you get 4 of each script, and then after that it kind of decreases. No, May has 4 as well. I forgot to see that one hidden. But then yeah, everything from June below has 3 or fewer. And then when you get down here, there's like only 2 of each, I think. But it's just whatever would fit on the sheet. You can just buy multiples if you need to. But these should last you a while. And the really fun thing that I wanted to do for these will also be available on matte, by the way. Some of my sheets will also be available on premium matte. And the reason for this particular sheet being available on premium matte is because I have invented a new underlay for month scripts. And that is these little month confetti underlays right here. And I will show you an example of them in use. But the idea is to purchase this sheet in matte, in probably black or a foil color, and then you would buy the sheet of confetti underlays in probably a different foil color because it would show up better. But you can put your scripts over these underlays just to add some extra pop of confetti foil to these scripts, because where I use them in the upper left, like they're kind of plain on their own, just sitting there all lonely. So I made them some underlay friends, and each one of these has been specifically formulated to go underneath a specific month. So there are 12 on this sheet only because that's what would fit, and they do match up perfectly with these 12 scripts. And they go in order, so that's January, February, March, April, May, etc. So yep, it's hard to see right now, but I will show you a couple examples right now. Let me get my planner. So I already have it turned to the Coraline spread because that is going to be an example for something else you could purchase. But here I did January. I kept forgetting to like do it in different colors, because if you do the same color, it kind of gets lost. Like, you can barely see the January showing up against the confetti background, but that is essentially the idea, which is why I said it would be better just to get the January in like black, or even like silver would probably show up better against the gold for a mixed metal moment. But that is the idea of it. Super fun, super extra, because I am 100% extra with all of this. But that is how the January looks. And then I just recently used March. I don't think that you will have seen this yet. This Plan With Me is probably not scheduled to go up for a while, but I did do it for my March spread, like for a whole spread in action. And again, I forgot to make them different colors, so it's just gold on gold. But yep, there's March for you. So that is how they look in practice. And I'm very excited about that. I think it's going to add a ton of like customization capabilities for spreads. So yep, those are my month scripts. I may add more scripts to my shop. We will see, because I do like my scripts, but I don't want to like create a ton of them en masse, and I don't want to create scripts that like I wouldn't use right now. So I may just add a few that I already have created. That's what I feel like I would feel comfortable starting with, and then we'll go from there. But yep, next I have my little tiny elements that you have seen before. These are just in a new format. Actually, this is not even a new format. This tiny deco, pretty much the same format. I just was able to fit an extra row of the really tiny confettis because I made the sheets taller. But yeah, this is in my sparkly red, or I guess glittery red. It doesn't even look that glittery. Sometimes it is at certain angles. But yeah, these are my little tiny deco pieces that you could just put throughout the spread. I like putting these on characters and doodles as well, just to give them that extra oomph, as opposed to using a foiled icon, which I do not like. So yeah, you get your classic 3-dot confetti in 3 different sizes, 1, 2, and then 3, and then there's just like a million extra rows of those because they're so versatile. And then you get stars and hearts, and then a different kind of like star confetti cluster. And then you get smaller versions of those as well. And then down here, which only comes in one size, are the star confetti clusters and the heart confetti clusters. So those are extra fun. So that is the tiny deco sheet. There's a ton on this sheet. I love this sheet. You could pull this into like so many spreads. And tiny bows, same thing, useful for many different spreads. I love using these on characters. But you can also use these on icons or doodles, whatever you want. So we have 6 different designs of bows right here. This is my light pink, by the way. But yep, 6 different designs of hand-drawn bows, and then 3 sizes of each, so you just get a sampling based on whatever would fit. And then here's the 7th design down here, which is a side bow, and you get 2 different orientations and then 3 sizes of each. Super fun. That's gonna last a while. Alright, and then next is another completely new thing I haven't really seen elsewhere, which is habit tracker marks. The check marks I think you can find in some other foiled shops, but the little X's and the slash marks I haven't seen elsewhere. These were actually a suggestion from one of my followers, which was a genius idea, and I'm really glad she told me, because now I'm like obsessed and I want to use these for every spread. But yeah, just for those of you who still use habit trackers, anytime you put one in the sidebar and you want to like mark off whatever days you do that, if you still do it for like memory planning or even just pre-planning, any kind of planning, if you want to mark it off in a fun foiled way, that's what these stickers are for. I particularly use slash marks when I would always do it. I would do it in pen. I would just do a little slash through that day in pen. So I just made a foil version of that slash for myself. But I feel like a lot of you might use X's or check marks. So those are your other 2 options. You get 2 different sizes of X's and then 2 different styles of check mark as well, just for options. And they do all fit over habit trackers, but you can just kind of choose what you want to use. If you have a lot of days next to each other, you're going to want to use some smaller designs. You could also just, cut these if you need to, but let me grab that for you so I can show you that in action as well. That is also in my St. Patrick's Day spread, was when I first debuted those. So yep, you can see the foiled slash marks on those days. It just looks extra fun, because like previously I would just like draw the slashes with pen, but there you go. So that is that. Love that. Let me know if there's any other like types of designs you would want to see for this particular sheet. But yeah, you get so many on these sheets. takes my silhouette forever to cut them, but totally worth it. I want those in like every color. Alright, next we have my weekend banners, because of course I had to add some type of weekend banner. And the main point of this was that this would also be available in matte, because the problem with most weekend banners that are in foil these days is that they just get lost in the bottom washi, especially if you're using a bottom washi overlay. It just gets lost. You can't really see them that well at all. So this is in clear, but I did print out a sample in matte to show you as well. It's on the same spread. Let me grab it again. I should just keep this on the screen, shouldn't I? I just don't want this as like the background, but oh well. This is a huge sneak peek, by the way. But yeah, there's the gold on matte weekend banner, and it still looks a little bit lost because of the particular foiled overlays that I used, but you can still see it a little better. So there's that, and here's an example of the big box overlay that like I put on super crooked, and then I like trimmed off that side and put it on that side. So yikes, but yeah. There's the matte weekend banner, which I do really like. So I'm just going to tuck that off to the side so I don't have to keep walking across my room. Alright, so next we have the dangles and swoops. Super exciting. Here we have the swoops. I think you've seen this before with my wizard collection and spread. I used some types of these. But I think I added a little bit more on this sheet than you may have seen me use. And so the orientation of them on this sheet is how they are meant to be used over the full boxes, except for like the ones in the middle that are like, you know, rotated around so that I could fit them in the middle. But like these three like sections right here are how they're meant to be used. So these are meant to go more across the top. You get different sizes of those. These are meant to go more like in the middle, more swoopy. And then these are meant to go more across the side. So yeah, you get a few different sizes of those, and then these go for the other side. And then you get some little garlands to go across the top too. These are the same patterns as the long garland, but these are sized to fit over the like 1.5 inches, the width of a standard full box. And these are just fun. I may eventually do like some clusters of like swoops and dangles, because it's just really fun to layer them, but like sometimes it's hard to layer them on your own, and Sadie Stickers has already done some, I think, clusters of those, but it would be really fun for me to add them too, and especially like themed ones. And yeah, similarly we have the dangles as well. These I have used both plain and themed. So yeah, I added some really long ones that you could cut to whatever size you wanted, or just use them really long. And then here we have some medium sizes. There's like a few different patterns as well. And then we have the itty bitty like singular dangles. And yeah, this cutting and foiling is not super great, so it is oops, and I am going to be keeping this one, I think. But yeah, that's just an idea of how it's going to look. And then, let's see. So a lot of these other things do have kind of an order that I want to go in. So next we have dividers. These are designs that you've seen before, except I think that one is new. But yeah, simple line dividers are fantastic for just anywhere you need a really simple line. I have been using these a lot, but also to cover fancy labels, just to add like a little foiled border onto those. And then we have just a standard like circle in the middle, and then a heart in the middle. You get two sizes of the hearts, and then you get them on both the left and the right. And then you get just like a little dot divider as well, and then a much tinier one. And the fun thing about this is that this is also available on matte because of a very specific reason, which is I like to use these dividers over like half boxes and like quarter boxes and stuff like that, just like at the top of those boxes, just because it shows it better over actual stickers. But traditionally, dividers are meant to go over the bougie box. However, if you use bougie boxes as busy as mine, it's going to show up a little bit less well. And so that's another reason why I'm offering this on premium matte as well, so that you can put them over the bougie if you want, and they'll show it better. So here's a sampling of that. I don't have the whole sheet because it was like an oops, and I was like, I'm not messing with this when I don't necessarily have to. So yeah, we just have a few examples of that. And These probably aren't even going to peel up that well because my blade settings were like changing in the middle of this cut and I had to like figure out new ones, but that is kind of what it's going to look like. And yeah, that will show up much better over Busy Bougie. So yeah, this will be offered in matte as well. And then we have date dots. Got 2 sizes of these as well because I love offering options. And these are in sparkly red. So we get really tiny date dots and bigger date dots. So these will work better over smaller date covers, or, you know, if you're having a lot of big deco in that spread, a much smaller date dot would come in handy. And like Crest Press also has like really short date covers, so these would work better there. But if you're using bigger ones, like I think Paper Candy Art and like Keytown I think have really big date covers, then you would want a bigger date dot as well. So these do have like a different numbering pattern per sheet, so I'll just explain that real quick. I wanted to just give you all numbers, so you won't necessarily get, you know, a set number of full months. I'm not just gonna like do 1 through 31, which the 31 would go over here, and then just give you a whole row of like hearts or something. I think that's super dumb. So you get 10, 20, and 30 because that's what fits, and then we just repeat the whole thing again and just go 10, 20, 30. And then I stuck all the 31s at the end here. So this last set is actually 1 through 25, and then I just skipped to a 31 for that last set as well. So you are missing like 5 numbers there, but that's okay. You'll just have to use them for different weeks, I guess. But yeah, that's for the bigger ones, and then the smaller ones are slightly different. I did it actually differently for this. So you have 1 through 31, and then it actually just repeats until you get another set of 1 through 30. Oh, actually, no, I lied. You have 1 through 31, and then I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 through 31, and then I did the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is a continuation of that row. And then you have 11 through 15 there, 16 through 20, 21 through 25, and then that one actually, like, so you get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full sets, I think, and then your 7th set is actually only just 1 through 30, because that's what fits. But yeah. So it's a kind of a confusing number scheme, but like if you listen to this video, you just got it. So well, there you go. And then next we have our flag overlays, which again you've already seen, but yeah, I have different sizes for different flags, of course. So these are small flag overlays. These are for Glam Planner flags. And this is just, you know, your standard confetti pattern. And then we have flag overlays, which are the larger ones. And these are for Squirrel Prince Co. So we have these, which are for like the older, small, like page flag flags that she had in her kits. And then these are for the bigger ones. I think she only has the bigger ones now. I forget. In her newest format, I think she only has like the bigger size, but I will have to like measure that to see which of these is going to work best over that. But I will probably offer these bigger ones in their own sheet as well at some point for that reason. But yep, and that's my sparkly orange. And then those are also available on matte, just, you know, in case you don't have a flag with your kit, but you want one, because that's me. I always like to use page flags, but a lot of shops don't include them in their kits these days. So if you want just one that's foiled on matte paper, then here you are. And these are in just the small flag size, so the Squirrel Prince Co. size, but you can get them in the smaller one too. You can get whatever you want. Alright, and then I think lastly, we have my solid foil boxes. So these are not new. Well, some of these are new, but you understand the concept. These are just half boxes on premium matte paper that have foiled borders. So if you need extra half boxes for a spread and you want them foiled, here you go. These are meant to have like standard dimensions, compared to other shops like half boxes, so they're about the same size as Squirrel Prince Co. Squared off half boxes. The border is about the same size. I could do a thinner border if you want. I heard somebody mention in a video that they kind of wish that it was that, so I might offer that as an option. But in the meantime, here we have like really standard ones. We have standard third boxes as well. Other shops' third boxes come in different sizes. These are modeled after the Squirrel Prince Co. size, which I think is the smallest ones. Well, not the smallest, but on the smaller side. So yep, foiled third boxes. And then my new fun invention size box, which is a short third box, which is like a mix between a third box and a square box. So it is the same height as the third box, but it is shorter in width to act more like a square box, and I have an example of that in use. So this is how it looks in your box. Just super fun for, things that are specifically sized like that. So there you go. I just love that idea. And then square boxes, of course, in addition. So there's that, and then I have two sizes of fancy label. Well, not two sizes, two designs of fancy label as well. We have the full solid border right here, and then we have just the simple line. So with the simple line ones, here we go. You get some white above and below the foiled line. Just some two different versions. And yeah, that is it for the basics collection for now. Like I said, I'm just going to add a bunch in later as I think of new ideas and as you guys suggest them to me. But it's a good place to start. And there will be enough, I think, in here to make like a confetti bundle, like a foil bundle out of all of these sheets. So I am going to probably try to have that listed by tomorrow. And yeah, I do have freebies as well. I'm not going to show you those ahead of time. You will have to discover those on launch day, or in your order. They're like nothing super fancy, but they are freebies, so that's nice. Anyways, just some other thoughts and notes. Some stuff about like quality control. So, I am an in-house foiled shop. There's going to be some slight mistakes. I will try to weed out all of the worst ones. I always check every single sheet to make sure the stickers peel up properly. However, with premium matte, just be careful because the nature of a lot of premium matte paper is that it does not like to peel up very well. So I will have it cut as best as I can, but I would still suggest being extremely careful when you peel up the premium matte stickers, especially these ones right here. These particularly like to leave some adhesive backing behind when you peel them up, so just order those at your own risk. But it's the same with a lot of other shops, so you might be used to that. But yeah, if there are like any errant foil dots, I try to get rid of those using acetone, so you'll probably not see too many of those. There may be a few minuscule black dots, but like the more egregious ones, if I sell a sheet, I will probably fix those with my adhesive like foil pen. So it's like a little secret method I invented for just adding foil back onto the black dots. But yeah, you're not going to receive anything with like huge black dots on it. And the cut lines may be slightly off. The silhouette has like an error margin of like 1/16 of an inch. So the cut lines may be off by that much, but all the stickers will be usable. I will not give you a sticker sheet that has stickers that peel up through the design because that would just be silly. So it may be slightly off, but it will still be usable. And again, the worst offenders are marked as oops. And so a fun thing with oops is that I will be putting these aside and probably keeping them so I can pull from them for my stash if I need to. But when you place an order, you can also put the word oops in the notes section, and I will throw in an oops sheet for you if I have it. There will be probably just one per order. I don't have too many oops sheets right now. But yeah, it's a similar thing to Once More with Love. Just put oops in there, and if I have one, I'll throw it in. If I can match either like a sheet that you've gotten, if I have the same one in oops or the same style, same foil color in oops, then I will try to like customize it to your order, but it'll just depend on what I have. But yes, that'll be a fun thing as well. And let's see, so I am a made to order shop right now because I kind of know my machines right now. I trust my ability to make your products in a timely manner. However, my processing time is 5 to 15 business days to reflect the fact that I'm made to order, but that also allows me to list like a million things at once because I don't have to keep all that inventory on hand. So it is a good thing. And collections will be able to stay on the shop a lot longer as well. Collections will stay up until it becomes like crazy to like have to browse through them on my website. So as long as I can keep it reasonably organized, collections will stay up a long time. Like I'm thinking at least a year. And I will not take them down for like seasons and stuff because that's just silly. You know, you could be back planning as far back as I am, which means that you will need access to seasonal stickers all year round. So yep, that is the whole thing about made to order. And let's see, foil colors. Some foils foil better than others. You'll just have to kind of purchase at your own discretion. For instance, my navy blue, I do list it, but the navy blue is very tricky about foiling really tiny designs. It might do okay with a sheet like this, but it may not do okay with a sheet like this. Like a lot of these tiny foiled dots would probably like blend into each other. So just be aware of that. I will show you an example in my Coraline spread where I use the navy blue. You've seen this probably if you watch my videos, but yeah, the bougie boxes, it does not foil super well. Like the holes in the buttons a lot of the time are just not there. It just foils right over them. So just be aware with that, but a lot of other foil colors do work well. But yeah, I do provide swatch photos on each listing so you can tell what the foil colors will look like when they actually are foiled onto a sticker as opposed to just on the roll, because they are different. So that is a little something special that I do for you guys, is to try to show you how they look and in certain lighting as well. But you will not know for certain until you get it, so just keep that in mind. And then a final thing I wanted to mention, well, maybe not final, but another thing I wanted to mention is pricing. These quarter sheets are going to be priced at $3.25 just for most of them, but I also do like value pricing in terms of how much value you're going to get out of each sheet. So a sheet that you will have for a very long time and get a lot of use out of, such as date dots or like my tiny deco sheets, those are going to be higher priced, so $3.25. But sheets that you would not get a ton of use out per spread, like your foiled overlays and stuff, especially just the confetti full box overlays like these that you would have to buy, you know, at least 2 sheets of per spread, those are going to be priced cheaper, and the underlays are going to be priced even cheaper than that. Even though it's the same size sheet, it's just value pricing. It just makes more sense. I'm not going to make you spend, you know, $12 on foiled overlays or underlays for just one spread's worth. That's dumb, and I'm not going to like destroy your guys' wallets like that. That would be silly. So yeah, you will see different pricing reflected on the website, kind of adjusted for that. And some of these will also be available unfoiled, not all of them, but some of them will be available without foil. And that will be a little bit cheaper as well than the foiled versions. So that's kind of my pricing structure. And then lastly, the only thing I can think to address is coupons. I am restructuring my coupons. So your social media coupons, Instagram and Facebook, those are going to be down to 10%, and which is pretty standard. Launch day tomorrow will be 15% off with the coupon code. And then I'll probably try to update this listing with that coupon code as well. But sign up for my email list and I'll send you that as well. And Instagram will, of course, have the coupon code posted. But yeah, other sales are going to be restructured around that, around those amounts. And if you sign up for the email list, you get a one-time use 20% off coupon code as well. So those are the coupons that will be available to you, at least right now. And yep, so that is it. We're almost at an hour here, but I did have quite a lot to go over. I didn't even go over the Wizard and Buttons collections or the Nutcracker. The only ones I have in this planner are the buttons. So here are some examples of what you can see in that collection. And then the Wizard collection here. Everything you can see for that. There's going to be quite a lot, because I made more for the Wizard collection than the other collections. And then there's the long garland at the top as well. I used the small one on that side and then the big one on that side. So that's how it looks. And yep. So that, I think, is it for today. I almost completely forgot to film this, but we also have the line borders as well, these simple line borders. So these are also kind of new and fun and exciting. These are meant to go around the inside of different size boxes. So like with Squirrel Prince Co., think of like where the glitter stroke would be. These would be to cover up that. So we have half box line borders. All half boxes are kind of different sizes, but these are meant to kind of cover a lot of different sizes because they're on the thicker side. But yeah, these were sized specifically for Squirrel Prince Co. And we have third box size as well. Again, there's several sizes of third boxes. This particular sheet is meant to go over Scroll Prints Co. third boxes, but I do offer a taller size for Glam Planner third boxes. And these are, of course, only for like squared boxes. And then speaking of squares, we have one for square boxes as well. I've only tried this out with Scroll Prints Co., but they might work with other square boxes as well. I feel like they're all pretty much a standard size. And I was gonna like test these out with you guys, or at least one of them. Sorry, it looks like somebody's car alarm was going off there. So I am just going to test the Scroll Prints Co. sized one with you from my Oops sheet, because that is what I happen to have. And so here we have a Glam Planner third box and then a Scroll Prints Co. one. You can kind of see they are, different sizes. Just flinging it around. Alright, so kind of have to lay it down carefully so it is covering the right places on the sticker. But yep, you put it down and that is what it looks like. Of course, I used the Oops one, so yours won't have that black dot in it, but yep, it does cover it pretty nicely. And I think I've seen like Glam Planner do one where it's like the whole thing is just a sticker instead of being like kiss cut around the inside as well. But the thing I like about this is that it still leaves you a lot of room to write on the inside, or you can use a script as well, and it's fine. But yeah, so it's not a completely revolutionary idea, but it's just kind of more convenient for you and how you want to use it. So, yep, there we go. I think that is everything that I meant to film. As I do different new releases, I'll do videos for those separately. They were previously included with my Plan With Me's, but now I will release separate videos explaining my new releases. And next will be the Jurassic collection, available next Friday, a week from launch day. And yeah, I'll try to post a new video for that before that comes out. Very exciting. It's going to be called the Dinosaur Collection, actually, but it's for the Jurassic Park kits for the movie coming up. And that is it for this video. Hope you like the new website. I spent a lot of time designing it, and hope you like these products. I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on these and see how you use them. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, and share, that would be fantastic. And I will see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao.